Number 11. Tbilisi animal escape. In June of 2015, the streets of Georgia's capital city resembled a post-apocalyptic landscape as dozens of animals engaged in a mass rampage. Severe flooding and wind in Tbilisi had broken the animals' enclosures as most of the zoo got caught in a giant whirlpool. Lions, hyenas, bears, wolves, tigers, and a hippo were free to roam through the city's neighborhoods. A hyena ended up on the grounds of the Tbilisi State University, causing one staff member to lock himself in a shed and call the police. One of the animals, a white tiger, cornered a man in a warehouse and bit his throat. The unnamed 43-year-old died en route to the hospital, and the feline was shot and killed by the police. This was the fate of many of the escaped animals, as measures had to be taken in order to protect the local human population, while the authorities tried to catch the animals without killing them. There were several local hunters that took it upon themselves to gun down the beasts. In the flooding's aftermath, numerous wild animal carcasses laid in the mud that covered Tbilisi streets. The escaped hippo, however, was among the few animals that were safely tranquilized and returned to the zoo. Number 10. Alligator in Los Angeles. Reggie the alligator had a rather long-lived run at freedom that led him to a public park in the Los Angeles metropolitan area. It's believed that he'd been illegally raised in captivity prior to being released by his owners, who were later arrested. Reggie became a media sensation in 2005 when he was spotted swimming in Mercado Lake. He inspired a website, a line of merchandise, and even became the unofficial mascot of the nearby Los Angeles Harbor College. The authorities put in motion plans to capture Reggie, but the beast eluded them, making fewer and fewer appearances. Even crocodile hunter Steve Irwin and his team pledged to try and catch the alligator should he ever resurface. Many believe Reggie had died or left the lake, but about 18 months after he'd last been seen, the animal re-emerged, looking about a foot longer. However, it's suspected that it wasn't the same alligator but another, dubbed Reggie 2, which had been abandoned in the meantime. Still, the media contributed to the continuation of Reggie's legendary journey. Wildlife authorities managed to catch the alligator in May of 2007, when he made a run out on an area of dry land. Reggie was subsequently taken to the Los Angeles Zoo. Number 9. Crocodiles in southern Thailand. It's quite hard for crocodiles to break out of captivity since they're large and relatively slow-moving. However, crocodilians also rely heavily on water, and it's precisely that element which set a few of them free from a zoo in southern Thailand in 2017. Severe flooding led to the escape of no less than 10 crocodiles, some of which reportedly measured up to 17 feet. Changing water levels made their recapture impossible, and locals were warned to be cautious near deeper waters. Number 8. Elephant in Hawaii. Tyke was a circus elephant who became a symbol of circus tragedies and the plight of its captive animals. Leading up to her demise, Tyke had had a number of escape attempts. In 1993, she ran out the front doors of the Jaffa Shrine Center in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and remained untethered for about an hour. In the summer of that same year, Tyke went on a rampage at the North Dakota State Fair. The crowd was terrified as the animal was on the loose for nearly half an hour, in which she injured and trampled a handler. In 1994, Tyke made her final escape attempt during a performance in Honolulu, Hawaii. She critically injured her groomer after throwing him around like a rag doll. Then, Tyke dragged her trainer and crushed him to death. The elephant broke out of the arena and into the busy streets. The police chased down Tyke for more than half an hour and shot her 86 times before the 8,000-pound elephant eventually collapsed. 13 people were injured in the rampage, and a storm of lawsuits followed the incident on behalf of plaintiffs that included children who'd been traumatized by seeing Tyke's bloody death. In the aftermath, it was revealed that Tyke's trainer had had not only a history of animal abuse but also a high concentration of cocaine and alcohol in his body at the time of his death. Number 7. Leopard in MEERUT. With human settlements steadily encroaching upon the leopard's natural habitat, conflicts with the felines are set to become more frequent in various parts of India. The incident in the city of MEERUT is a prime example of the type of chaos that a leopard can unleash. The beast was initially spotted in an abandoned ward of a military hospital, where it had somehow become trapped. The leopard then escaped by breaking through the iron grills of the ward's window. It snuck into a cinema before leaping through an apartment block. Wildlife authorities struggled to capture the feline as it ran amok in the city's streets. Aside from the leopard's extreme agility and athleticism, the officers' efforts were hindered by large crowds, which had gathered hoping to catch a glimpse of the wild animal. Even though residents were warned not to approach the leopard, some decided to do so and thus sustained minor injuries. The leopard was eventually captured after being shot with a tranquilizer dart. Number 6. Cleveland wolf. In 2012, police officers were called to Cleveland's west side by residents claiming a large wolf was on the loose in their neighborhood. Animal control officers promptly found the beast and put it on a leash. They then tracked down its owner, who confirmed that he was keeping the wolf as a pet. Oddly enough, it wasn't the first time that the animal had escaped and terrorized the block. One resident even reported that on one occasion, he saw the animal with a cat dangling from its mouth. The owner faced misdemeanor charges both for the wolf's escape and for owning an exotic pet without the proper license. Number 5. Johannesburg lion. In April of 2016, a massive male lion was spotted prowling the streets of a Johannesburg neighborhood. At one point, the feline got on its hind legs and leaned its front paws against the back of a car. As reports of the lion started coming in, a production crew assured residents that it had been brought there and kept in a fenced-off perimeter for filming. The feline, named Columbus, was reportedly tame and had had previous acting roles, including a movie and a number of commercials. Still, some residents didn't feel safe and contacted the Johannesburg Roads Agency. It then emerged that the crew hadn't gone through the proper legal channels and hadn't gotten permission to close off several roads. An official from the JRA claimed the people there were taking chances. Number 4. Raccoon in Florida. In August of 2019, a raccoon was found on the premises of a high school in Florida. Raccoons won't hesitate to attack if feeling cornered, and are known carriers of the rabies virus. These are ingredients for disaster, particularly when considering where the Florida raccoon was found. The animal was discovered stuck inside a vending machine, rummaging among the various snacks. Fortunately, no students were hurt and animal control successfully freed the small intruder. The vending machine was wheeled outside and its front was opened, allowing the raccoon to escape. Number 3. Eagle in London. In 1965, a golden eagle escaped from London's Regent Park Zoo and reached national headlines during its 12-day free reign. Named Goldie, the bird took to the skies as its cage was being cleaned. Hundreds of people gathered to watch as the police and firefighters teamed up with the eagle's keepers in an attempt to catch the predatory bird. Even the Navy was reportedly contacted about various supplies such as military-grade nets that could have helped bring the eagle back to its cage. Goldie devoured a duck and attacked 2 terriers while it was out. The head keeper eventually managed to lure and catch the eagle by using a dead rabbit. While Goldie was busy pecking at the fresh prey, the keeper quietly approached the bird and caught it with his bare hands. Goldie was thus returned to the zoo, where visitors doubled in the following days. Later that year, Goldie escaped again, but was recaptured within a week. Number 2. Ohio animal release. This is one of the most tragic cases of animals finding their way into the city. Leading up to 2011, exotic animal owner Terry Thompson had gone to prison on federal gun charges and had also separated from his wife. The man was also a Vietnam War veteran who reportedly struggled with mental illness. He owned various wild animals at a private farm in Zanesville, Ohio. He received complaints about not providing him with enough food and water. Then, on October the 18th, 2011, Thompson shot himself in the head after releasing about 50 of his exotic animals. Wolves, tigers, bears, lions, and primates were all free to wander the streets. Concerned for public safety, the authorities started hunting the beasts. What ensued has often been described as a massacre. While no humans were hurt, the local police killed 18 tigers, 15 lions, 3 pumas, 6 black bears, 2 grizzlies, 2 wolves, a macaque, and a baboon. Before we continue, official They Will Kill You merchandise is now available at theywillkillyou.com. Stop clowning around and check it out, because your purchases really help support the channel. Number 1. Paris tiger. In the fall of 2017, a giant tiger escaped from the circus and started prowling the streets of Paris. The animal weighed an estimated 440 pounds, meaning that it would have made a quick meal out of any person or animal that it came across. It got loose in an area less than a mile south of the Eiffel Tower. At around 6 p.m, terrified residents called emergency services about the animal, which is among the animal kingdom's deadliest apex predators. Fortunately, no one was hurt. The tiger was reportedly gunned down by its owner with a shotgun before it had the chance to turn the Parisian neighborhood into its hunting ground. In the incident's aftermath, many blamed the circus for its carelessness and for killing the beast instead of tranquilizing it. Thanks for watching. Which exotic animal would you be most scared of roaming around freely in the city you live in? Let us know in the comments section below.